Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with another buff breakdown, and as always, we've went through the document and highlighted everything that you need to know, and that's why it says that in the title of the video. So, without further ado, let's jump into a champion that I'm actually really excited to see get a buff, and that's going to be Bishop. Now, I never thought that we'd see, another mutant buff anytime soon. The mutant class is so freaking stacked, man, and it's about to get even more stacked because when I was going through this document and like highlighting all the important stuff, keep in mind, I just very recently made like a pre-buff Bishop video before, like literally, it was released like 6 hours before the buff announcement went live, and we hadn't even known about the 3 buffs yet at this time. Which I swear, I really do. I really swear. So as I was going through it, I was like, man, this guy could be so good with like a little tweak with a couple little changes, and most of those changes we're seeing here. So I'm really interested to play with this guy, post buff. But let's talk about Bishop. The mutant known as Bishop was born into a bleak alternate future in which the robot Sentinel wiped out most of the X-Men, and mutants were branded with an M over their right eye for identification. After chasing a criminal through a time portal with no means to return to his own timeline, Bishop joined the X-Men. So, when it comes to prestige is decent, 10.55 for a 5-star, which is right around average, and then average for good, 6-star, 13.569. I wouldn't throw stones into him, but he's definitely decent. Bishop mechanics. So let's check this out, man. Bishop is a master of power and prowess. Fighting opponents who are foolish enough to use energy attacks against you or from the skill class, Bishop will gain a massive amount of prowess. The more prowess Bishop has, the more powerful his special attacks become. Using his new and updated steady release passive on special 1 will let you melt your opponent with stacking incinerate debuffs or bank them all into a massive special 2 for some serious damage, which is what I would recommend you do. Watch out when you run into Bishop in your quest as well. He's got new abilities to punish pesky skill champions, shrugging off his debuffs. This guy is seriously, he reminds me of kind of like the mutant Human Torch. Like, no joke. Like, he punishes energy damage and class advantage, just like Torch. And he has pretty ridiculous incinerate damage too. We'll get to it. But look at this. Strengths, energy damage. Bishop loves to fight anyone that tries to get him with energy damage, building prowess and melting the opponent away. Punish debuff shrugging. Whenever the opponent shrugs off a debuff, Bishop will punish them with a burst of damage. Careful not to bring Kingpin against Bishop's new kit. Weaknesses, same thing. Tech champs, power control. You just can't fight tech champs with this guy. Not getting prowess, and it's just you just can't fight tech champs with them. That's all right. Just use Magneto. Power control. Bishop relies on his special attack, so you want to watch out for that as well. So let's talk about this guy here. Persistent power meter. He still kind of works the same, but he works better now, if that makes sense. So Bishop's mastery over energy and time enables him to enter a fight with 100% of the power he finished his previous fight with. But look at this now. This is new. Bishop's special attacks cost no power when activated. When I was going through, the pre-buff video, I was like, trying to end the fight with a special 2, but then I'll be at 0 bars of power and I'll lose out on the stuff from his sig ability, and it kind of made it almost useless in a way. But now that you can use a special 2 and get into the next fight with 2 bars of power and you have those abilities, that's going to be actually really, really useful. So you use your special attack, it doesn't cost power, and then you lose the power once the special attack animation is done. Really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Always active personal prowess. His prowess go up by 10%. I think that's what he has now. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what he has now. I'm pretty sure. So, always active energy transference plus 4,000 energy resistance. Really good. Every 1 second on receiving an energy damage, gain 3 passive prowess. Absorbing the kinetic energy of blocking or being struck generates 1 stack of prowess. Look at this now. Well-timed blocks will give you 7 prowess, which is a lot. Against skill champions, 9 prowess. That's a lot. That's definitely an improvement. And again, you can't fight tech champs there. So yeah. Really, really cool, man. Really, really cool. Bringing Bishop into any fights with skill champions will let him generate tons of prowess, okay? Blocking. Holding block for half a second, Bishop converts 1 personal prowess into a regen buff every 0.3 seconds, granting 1.86 health over 5 seconds, max stacks 5. Each prowess converted also has a 100% chance to purify a bleed debuff, so that's actually pretty cool. If you hold block for, 1.5 seconds there, you're pretty much going to be getting around 1,000 health back, and you can keep doing that over and over, just convert the prowess. So it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting there. Each active debuff feedback. Always active. Debuff feedback. Each time the opponent purifies the debuff, they instantly receive 2,000 energy damage. Check this out. Skill champions receive a passive stun lasting 1.5 seconds if the debuff purified was a stun. Kind of like Storm X or White Magneto. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. And I like this. Funny that those silly skill champs thought they could escape from Bishop's debuffs. Make sure no matter what they do, skill champs will feel Bishop's wrath. We know that they will. Warning, power overload. While Bishop has more than 30 prowess, or if he's bleeding, he overloads and begins consuming his personal prowess effects one at a time, getting faster the longer he's been overloading. If Bishop is suffering from bleed, shock, or incinerate debuff for passive, each time he consumes a prowess. This way, he also deals 476 energy damage to his opponent, scaling with base attack. So this is a really nice change. Instead of doing damage to yourself, you're doing damage to the opponent now. So that's much better. That's much better. Special attacks. After each special attack, Bishop consumes all his personal prowess passives. If Bishop is overloading, go unblockable for the duration of the special attack. So special 1, steady release. After this attack finishes, gain a steady release passive for 10 seconds. While active, every 0.75 seconds while near the opponent, inflict an incinerate debuff, dealing 773 energy damage over 3 seconds. Each prowess consumed by this attack increases duration of steady release by 2.5%. So yeah, interesting, man. Lots of incinerate debuffs with this guy, but check this out. Check the special 2 out. The last hit has a 100% chance to inflict an incinerate debuff lasting 10 seconds, dealing 70% of the total damage dealt by this special. That is insane. That is insane. I was hitting upwards of 100k special 2s when they crit. So are we going to have a 70k incinerate over 10 seconds? That is so good. That is so interesting, man. Very interesting. And, keep in mind, it's very easy to gain, prowess now. Every parry against is 7, 9 against skill. So, yeah, very, very interesting, man. So this used to be like plus 50% damage if used in the first 12 seconds of the fight. Screw that, man. This now it's plus 70% of the damage that you have is going to be given in damage over time as well. So that's much better. That's much, much better. Special attack 3, 100% chance to inflict a non-stacking energy vulnerability, reducing energy resistance by 12 to 74 for 20 seconds. So basically, man, if you have that up first before the special 2, it's going to be even more damage. And look at this. Against enemies at full health, this energy vulnerability becomes indefinite. So this used to be like, against enemies at full health, the special 3 does more damage, and we tried it was useless. It's literally so hard to do. It's so useless and never worth it. This is so much better. You go into the fight with 3 bars of power, use it right away, energy vulnerability, you're going to be rolling through those fights, man. So, really interesting stuff. Sync ability is pretty much the same. The 2 bars, this has changed. Special attacks have a 100% chance to leave the target incinerated for 70% of the special damage over 10 seconds. So just like, man, left and right there, these strong incinerate debuffs, man. That's why I'm probably going to put, like, Mutant Human Torch in the thumbnail or something, because he really reminds me of that. But yeah, synergy bonuses with Psylocke, it's the same kind of thing here. There's a little Petrify, but now when they use their special attacks, the Petrify for the power gain of regen is actually paused. That's going to be really, really nice for both of them. Energy Conduit with Storm. Pretty much all of these here with Electro, Doctor Strange, Cyclops, and Storm, they give prowess plus 2 prowess, to give Bishop plus 2 prowess to start with, and a bar of power. Oh, that's actually nice. If you bring 3 people on the team, you can start with 3 bars of power. And plus 6 prowess. Interesting. Gonna have to test it. Interesting. But yeah, guys, recommended masteries, Double Edge. Bishop has a quick and clean way to get rid of bleed in his kit. Make sure to pick up that extra attack. Yeah, so if you're using, like, the suicide masteries of this guy, right away you're going to want to start the fight, like, holding block, and then just bleed's going to go away. I like it. Recovery. Bishop's regen might not be the biggest in the game, but with recovery, you can help top yourself up even more. Yeah, this guy's looking really solid, man. I mean, we're going to have to obviously see it in the game and test it out and everything, but just on paper, I really like the buff a lot. I think it's a very, very nice buff for this guy. To a class that really didn't need a buff. And you know what's really funny, man? The mutant class, Bishop's definitely not the best, but there are mutants worse. Like, where's that Cyclops buff? Where's that Deadpool buff? I suppose they need, like, full reworks. You know, who knows? But yeah, it's just interesting, man, that Bishop gets one. But anyway, my dudes, that's going to be it for this buff breakdown. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about this Bishop buff in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other future buff breakdowns and buff gameplay coming to you in the very near future. I'll be seeing you around.